What it do, ladies and gentlemen, what it do? It's your boy Corvito, and today I'm bringing you guys my second Star Wars Battlefront gameplay! Yeah! I have been absolutely loving this game. I mean, I don't know what can be said about this game other than just amazing. I've absolutely, like I said, I've just absolutely loved every second I've played of this. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is my mistakes I made in my first video. So, first off, you see the pulse cannon, not the pulse rifle like I mentioned it so many times before in my previous video, is one of my favorite star cards, like I mentioned. It is honestly so effective, and it is one of the best one-shot kill weapons in this game, and by far my favorite star card to use. Also, what I wanted to correct was the fact that I called the ion torpedo kind of useless. I don't know if I necessarily said useless specifically, but I didn't really give it a good rap in the first video. It is so awesome in Walker Assault. It takes down, like, it obviously doesn't take down the shields, because the only thing that can take down the Walker shields is the Y-wing attacks. That's the whole point of the game, because you got to get to the uplink stations, activate them so the Y-wings can lock in on the AT-ATs and take them down. But once the shields are down, those ion rockets do so much damage on the AT-ATs. It gets you like plus for 35 points. It does crazy amount. I think it does like 15 or 20 like AT-AT damage, which is really good. It also does, and that mixed with the pulse cannon. And then if you're lucky enough to get one of those power-ups and get a smart rocket, like, watch out, because if you have all three of those things, you just destroy AT-ATs. You put so much work into them, it's nuts. And it's one of the best ways to take down a walker, especially if you have a bunch of your teammates doing the same thing. So I suggest, if you're playing a game mode like this and you're the rebels, which happens 50% of the time, you gotta definitely rock with the ion torpedo and, in my opinion, the pulse cannon, because the pulse cannon can be used for many things. It can be used to shoot people and and vehicles. So it's very useful in a multiple of ways, and it's like I said, very powerful. The other thing I want to talk about is this T-21 weapon I'm using. It is freaking awesome. It's a single shot. Oh, not single shot. I guess you can call it semi-automatic. It's semi-automatic, although you can hold the trigger down and it will shoot consistently. You don't need to pull the trigger back every single time. And I've absolutely loved it. But just before I go on further about that gun, you saw there where it said combat, you're leaving the combat zone, but there was rebels coming out. I get the point of that. It's so you don't spawn kill the other team. And I understand that. That makes perfect sense. We don't want people spawn killing. However, it kind of screws anyone who's already running that way in the first place, like me there. Like, I know the whole thing, I guess I could just avoid that area, but it's not really fair to the person who's like pushing, trying to kill people. It's not very fair if they can't go past that point, because that means they have to turn around, and if there's no cover or something, that means they're gonna have to get killed by the team that's coming out of there. That's happened to me a few times. That's why I feel so strongly about it, I guess, if you couldn't tell. But I do understand why it's there. It just sucks a lot of the time because it affects me quite a bit. It has affected me quite a bit. Anyways, back to the T-21 weapon. Like I said, it's semi-automatic. You can hold it down and use, fire automatically, which I guess doesn't make it really semi-automatic, but that's besides the point. It is one of the best weapons I've used in the game so far, better than the DL-44. The DL-44 is a good weapon. It's just not good at long range at all, and this T-21 is so good at medium, long. Well, it's not really great at long range, but it's good at long range. It's okay at long range. Like, it's nothing spectacular, but medium range and close range, if you get your hits on in close range, it's a one shot, sometimes a two-shot kill. You can do serious damage when you get that close. When someone gets close to you, like, it's unbelievable how much damage, how many people I've killed in, like, on the Endor map playing Walker Assault, and this map when you go into the Rebel base, as you guys will see later in the video. Just the amount of because it's got a very high damage and very high range, but it's just fire rate and cooldown rate is very slow, I believe. So it's one of the things that I've enjoyed the most using as a gun. I haven't really been using other weapons too much. Speaking of weapons, I hear there has been a lot of talk on whether it be Reddit or the Battlefront forums or whatever. People are complaining about the ease of unlocking weapons in this game, and that there's not that many weapons to unlock. And to that point, I do agree. I mean, there aren't that many weapons, and if you had the DLC, you unlock the last weapon. So, I mean, to that point, it's a little. There, people are right in that sense, but the people that are complaining that there's not enough variety to this game, I just got to say to them, like, I mean, what else more do you want? It's a multiplayer game where you can play 20v20 on console, which is pretty outrageous in the first place. With the game looking this good and the maps being this big and so many things going on at once. Like, you have people in starfighters flying over you. You have Walker AT-ATs and AT-STs going across the maps. You have like speeders that are going over the place. You have people in TIE fighters and X-wings and air speeders and A-wings and TIE interceptors and all this crap going on all at once. And it's like, people like just always like to pick out the negatives, and I guess, and like, I mean, that's the point. I mean, if you're a game critic or something, that's your job. You gotta say what is good with the game, what's wrong with the game. But like, to specifically focus on things that are so negative all the time is just mind-boggling to me about a game that hasn't been a game since like 2005. Like, Battlefront 2 was the last one that came out 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago. If you ask me, this game's way better than Battlefront 2, and it's way better than Battlefront, the first Battlefront. And all those people who are gonna say, oh, you know, Battlefront 2 is better or whatever, this game is a close second or whatever. It's really not. This game is way better when you really think about it. The only thing you could do in Battlefront 2, that was like in my opinion, okay, the only thing in Battlefront 2 that was I'm not gonna say better, but like that I wish was in this game that was in Battlefront 2 that's not in Battlefront is the space fights. You know, when you'd be able to take your starfighters, fly them into the other ship, shoot the enemy power cores, and take down their ship, and shoot them from the outside and stuff. That's the only thing that I wish was in this game specifically. That's not, and I feel like that'll be like a DLC eventually. I hope it is. Like, that would be so unreal if it was. So like, I mean, that's just been my what's been bugging me about like so far in the community of the Battlefront community so far. I've noticed a lot of people just complaining about that, but I mean, to the people that aren't like good, like I'm proud of you guys. You're enjoying the game. You're doing what it's meant for. You know, just like enjoy the game, enjoy it. It's fun. Like, to say that it's not fun is just ludicrous. But enough of all that mumbo jumbo about whether people like the game or not. Just look at this destruction I'm going on in this tunnel right now. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you unlock the T21, you need to use it. This gun is I think it's the best gun in the game. And boom, baby! A little bit of overkill coming around that corner. But Buddy wasn't paying attention. I had to do it. Like, it's just, oh, it's great. It's this game was this is by far my best game I've played yet. And I don't know if I said this before, but in this game mode, it unfortunately my capture crashed at the end of it, so you won't be able to see my final score. However, I will tell you I went 50-3 in this Walker Assault gameplay, and I got Vader at the end, and I got like 12 kills, but my capture stopped recording because I ran out of space on my hard drive, unfortunately. Stupid mistake by me, and I missed about, I think I just honestly missed the Vader parts, because towards the end of this you'll see me getting the AT-AT, and that's where it cuts off. I get maybe like 2 kills in that AT-AT, but the rest come from like and that was an embarrassing death there. I was kind of hoping I forgot about that, but I didn't. I saw that there. That was just a bad death. But yeah, so I still suck at this whole recording thing. Like, this is something I need to get down pat. I still get a few glitches here and there. It's not something I've perfected yet, which you'd think after being on YouTube for about, like, oh goodness, like 3 years now. Like, you'd think I'd be better at recording, but you know, same old me. Still gonna be forgetful, still gonna make mistakes, but that's what you guys all love about me, is that I'm just so mistake ridden, right? Yeah, so another thing I wanted to talk about in this game is I was actually playing with one of my friends, and we were talking about, like, you know, the mini map, and he was saying he didn't use it that much, and I was like, that's absurd. Like, the mini map is so key to so many of my, like, victories and stuff, and I absolutely love it. It's one of the best ways to get a lot of kills. But I'm gonna have to cut the video short here. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, it's been your boy Corvito. If you liked the video, drop a like on it. If you're new around here, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.